Hey everybody, welcome to another College Hacked Q&A. I am Dr. Clifford Stummy. This is Dr. Lauren Daly, our Chief Advisor, and we're excited to answer your questions that you've been leaving. Exciting news first, though. We are going to be giving away another free consultation at some point in this video. So it's coming up. Watch the whole video for instructions on how to enter. Instructions which, as per usual, I think we're going to kind of make up at the point that we have to.
Instructions and more, just hope for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's jump into some questions here. Christopher Camargo, 5209. I relate so much to this video, talking about the interview with Allie, who's a working mom. I work in the oil and gas industry. I'm pursuing a UMPI project management degree. Very glad that I'm not the only person going on this path. My question for you guys is, does the credit from one university in electrical engineering transfers for electives?
Yes, if they're regionally accredited, that's really the big marker of whether they're accepted typically.
Yeah. Some schools, like maybe UMPI, don't have classes and everything. Like if you try to transfer aviation classes to UMPI, you might be in a tough spot just because they're like, what do we do with this? I don't even know what an airplane is.
They'll just get you 1XX.
Yeah, so you might get 1XX. Is there ever a case where they might say, we're just not going to accept this credit?
No, they call those Gen LE, Gen electives.
Okay,
they just make up a category.
Gen LE. You heard it here. So yeah, they'll just probably come in as free electives if they accept it. Jayhawk Girl 5785, will you be able to help with a graduate degree? This is a good question for you, Lauren.
Yeah, we can. Actually, that's funny because I was thinking that you would speak to this one since
okay.
we were just talking about the criteria that we can help with in graduate programs. That's something that historically has come up every so often, but we don't necessarily market to you guys like, hey, we'll help you with graduate degrees. But we do that. I'd say most of those clients come from people who have happily hacked their bachelor's degrees with us, and then they want to move up to the next level.
Yeah, there's not a ton of hacking you can do or a ton of schools that you can hack or graduate degrees with. There are a few. We both hacked a quarter of our PhDs each at one particular school, and we can help other people do the same with master's programs. But I would say that probably the biggest value we provide is just helping people pick a really solid school to go to, so that they have confidence that it's going to help them reach their goals, that it's going to be a reputable school, stuff like that.
Yeah, the goals at the master's degree level are usually really different from the bachelor's. Some people do just want to race through it and have that piece of paper, but for the most part, that's the point at which you get to rub shoulders with the people that also love what you love and are passionate about that too, and it's really exciting.
Yeah, you want to get different things out of a master's degree. And yeah, I think that at that point it becomes a little bit more like career coaching than just
exactly.
college
Maybe
coaching.
that's why I think it's so much more fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun for sure, because you get to start to freestyle a little bit more rather than, with bachelor's degrees, it's very
fastest, cheapest.
Yeah, so we'd love to help. Usually we just do one consultation for those, one session,
Single
not
session.
the double session deal. Ella Lakey, speaking of single consultations, I want to book a consultation with you guys, but I already am confident in what school and major I want to pursue. Is there a way to just book the build a step-by-step plan consultation, or do you have to have both sessions?
You can.
Yeah. Just you can find our email address on the YouTube channel. We're going to be putting together a new email address, so I don't want to say the old one right now in this video, but it'll be around somewhere. You can find it like in the About section, or you can find it on our website. And yeah, if you just let us know that you've already picked a school and a major, we'll talk you through it. Yeah, I don't think there's too much more to say beyond that, other than, we'd love to help you with that. Mm-hmm. Ashley Madrigal, 3722, is it possible to hack healthcare degrees, such as a BSN?
Yes. Actually, some healthcare degrees are much easier to hack than others. Like if you were going to be a pre-med student, that has a whole host of things that you have to check the box on, like residential sciences with labs and stuff like that. But for a BSN, WGU is definitely our top recommendation because they have nationwide partners. One of the big things about licensure programs like therapy and nursing is that they typically require residential time. So you're on a campus or in a hospital or something somewhere logging hours. So, of course, that has to be somewhat near you. So, WGU having a great network of national partners is a really cool idea.
Yeah. And if you're just looking for healthcare administration, you can get that just about anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Including soon everybody's favorite little tiny college from the backwoods of Maine,
That's right.
UMPI. Do you want to take the next one?
Sure. Love thy community. Love thy community. I'm not going to lie, that happened because I'm blind and my computer's really far away and I don't have contacts in right now. That was not your fault, user. Love thy community. What is the minimum amount of credit you must take with UMPI in the Your Pace programs? So similar to most other schools, you need 30 credit hours, which is usually 10 classes of 3 credits at the school in order to graduate. That's one of several graduation requirements at UMPI.
Yep. Typically works out to about 25% at most schools. Mm-hmm. Most hackable schools.
Yeah.
The less hackable your school is, the more likely it's going to be 50% or gosh, even like 67% or something like that.
Yeah.
Midnight 1235. Awesome info in this video. I would like to get a second bachelor's a little down the road. Business or history? Those are two very different things. And I'm wondering what kind of thought process you start with where you're like, I'm curious, should I go into business or history? I have a theory here.
Yes.
And we'll get into it in a sec. But
Good.
I'm going to finish my first degree at UMPI first. Do you have any suggestions for schools that might be good for a second degree? Yeah, we talked about this beforehand because this is like an interesting philosophical question. I remember there was a direction you wanted to take it. I might be
I have so many things I want to say about this. There's like 5 directions in my head.
I'll throw like 2 things down.
Okay, great.
Number one, I'm assuming the reason you're kind of waffling between business and history is like, should I get a practical degree or should I get the degree that I love? You got to plan backwards. If the job that you want doesn't require a business degree, go get that history degree if you really want to. But if it requires business classes or if you need business classes to get into a master's program, better to go with business. The second thing is, why get a second bachelor's degree? That is kind of going to be a waste of money for the most part.
Yeah.
Because for the similar amount of money, you can go hack a master's degree. You go over to WGU and get an MBA. If you really love history so much, honestly, there's better ways to learn than through a college degree, especially a college degree online, right? Because you click out of one browser where you're taking your college degree online, open another browser and open up Wikipedia or Google or half a dozen other places. You hire a private tutor. Like, there's so many good ways to learn. And I wouldn't go for the second bachelor's degree. I think it'll be a waste of your time.
Yes, I agree with both of those. Those
Okay,
were 2 of my
cool.
5 directions.
Nice. So you got 3 more. Oh, man.
I'm just kidding. I doubt I could even hold that much in my working memory, to be honest with you. Okay, so yes, definitely. And the main reason for getting a master's degree as opposed to a second bachelor's is because of the quality of life improvement for you, because now you're at a higher place in the rubric, really anywhere you go get hired. It's just going to do more things for you on paper. And also, if it's something that you love, and so this master's degree direction is something you love, then again, you're going to have a better experience at the master's level because these are people that are excited about that topic and not people trying to just race through a degree for having a degree's sake. So that I want to say for sure. But then also,
I want to jump in while you're thinking about that with a quick metaphor that I think explains the bachelor's versus master's argument that I was just thinking about. Let's say you're a Bengals fan, okay? And you really want to have a team that wins the Super Bowl. Okay. The Bengals last year did not do great. You might say, oh, I really want to see a team win the Super Bowl next year. I'm going to also root for the Dallas Cowboys. Probably also not going to see a Super Bowl win. You haven't really increased your chances of seeing a Super Bowl win. But if you say, man, I am going to root for the 49ers, I'm going to root for the Kansas City Chiefs, and you level up your picks or slash your education, now you're more likely to see a Super Bowl. Yeah, you can go laterally, but you're still at the same rung on the ladder, basically. All right. So
I like that. It was very nice. It was so inspirational that I remembered my thought that I forgot.
Yes. Mission accomplished.
I was going to add interdisciplinary studies or liberal studies. So if the conundrum is I really love both of these things, but I don't know which one to go for, why not go for both and just create a second degree that mixes all the things you love?
There you go. I love that too.
Pure duct tape 99.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, I'll read it. I've now completed 2 courses on Sophia, U.S. Government Visual Communications, both done in 5 days total. Wow, that's awesome. I'm loving the coursework as well as the look and feel of the program. Let's give a shout out to their very low cost, blah, blah, blah. However, there's my slight concern. Here's my slight concern. Both courses have a completely open book. All challenges and milestones, including the final milestone. Is this normal? Or have I somehow only found myself in classes that don't require closed book tests? Many of the questions are still challenging and take me some time to confirm in the course material, but it's still odd that I'm even allowed to do that. And pure duct tape, you're very right that is kind of odd. Yeah, where to begin with this? This is such a huge topic.
Yeah.
Why don't you jump into this one first?
Yeah, no, this is actually a really serious topic and something that Cliff and I talk about all the time because our goal is to help people. It's not to hurt people. And there is a real chance that people out there who should not be racing through these classes on Sophia in 2 hours and who are just Googling the answers could be hurting themselves for their future endeavors, especially if they're younger people who actually might need or benefit from that general education, even though the rest of the adults on our channel are typically like, I don't need to spend 8 weeks in a general education class. And they're right. So it's hard for us because we are catering to a bunch of different populations and we're not trying to hurt anybody's future. So all we can say is you get out of Sophia what you put into it. And that's really kind of the bottom line, is if you're an adult who doesn't need to be drugged through those classes, then you get to race through them in 3 hours and use the knowledge that you have over a lifetime to answer those questions quickly and efficiently. And if you want to take your time and you want to invest and get really high scores in the classes and learn things, you also are able to do that on Sophia. So Sophia is a tool, just like anything else. It's not inherently good or bad. It's what you make it. And so you have to make decisions that you feel good about.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, remember that transfer credit is meant to signify at most colleges that you have a C's level worth of knowledge, a C or higher, even though it comes in as pass-fail. You guys, a lot of people look at Sophia and they're like, that's too easy, this is cheating. Like, you've never seen a C-level college student.
We have.
Yeah, we have had many of them. They're not putting in a ton of work either. And there's like this myth that college is super challenging and super difficult and separates the wheat from the chaff. No. College is not. It is a socially constructed gateway into meaningful careers for some people that really just does a lot of awful things to our society. So you might feel like, wow, I finished the Sophia course really fast. Yeah, but you might still know just as much as a C-level student at a college. And so you might have, let's say you went through a class and you got a C. You might not feel great about that, but you still passed, right? The system still said, hey, this guy has got it down. And you might feel the same way about going through a Sophia course. But at the end of the day, you both have basically the same level of knowledge. You both have put in very similar amounts of work, which is hilarious to say.
It is.
Because, those C-level students, guys, they're sitting in the classroom, they're texting, they're on their computer, they're not showing up to classes sometimes, they're not turning things in on time, they're not doing a great job, and they still get C's, right?
Yep, it's true.
But other things to note, in answer to your direct question, it is normal, everything in Sophia is open book or it's project-based, and even some of those project-based things are graded by AI. Their AI might be really smart and doing a great job, but it's still AI. Mm-hmm. And a big thing you have to decide when you are choosing between Sophia and proctored versions like Study.com, Straighterline, CLEP, and others, is my school going to still accept these Sophia courses by the time I enroll? And the answer in like 99% of cases is yes, but I could see a time like 5 years, 10 years down the line where schools are kind of like, especially as college hacking becomes more common, schools are going to start having their own version of Sophia and CLEP and Straighterline, and they're going to stop accepting Sophia and Straighterline and all the rest of these.
Look
I
at
think.
you.
I think that's what
you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, if they're smart, that's what they do, right?
Yeah.
And I think at some point, somebody at some of these big colleges that accept Sophia is going to be like, they don't have to take any tests. They could literally cheat. They could literally use ChatGPT for all of the assignments. Why are we accepting Sophia? And there's already a lot of faculty at schools that I've talked to who are saying the exact same thing. So, if you want to use Sophia, use it while you can, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think to close out that conversation, Sophia seems to be pretty aware of this, and so they're kind of increasing their security a little bit, and even just the other day, you heard it here first once again, there's a touchstone now in Art History 1, and for both of those, Art History 1 and 2, if you have followed Sophia at all, those are historically always non-touchstone classes. So they are adding a lot more touchstones as time goes on.
Yeah. So they will probably start to raise their standards just so they don't get
annihilated. Yeah,
kicked to the curb.
Yeah, and we hope they do because we like them.
Yeah. We the price is hard to beat, right?
Yeah.
But you're kind of in the golden age of Sophia. The golden age of Sophia was 2020 into like 2022.
Yes.
And now we're in like the 90% golden age.
Yeah.
But
we've
It's going to slowly
I think it's very
go down.
slow. It's not like
but maybe you'll get accepted at more schools if they raise their standards.
That would be good. Yeah.
H68819. Hey, I know that I hear y'all talk a lot about regional versus national accreditation. Oh, this is a good one for you. You wanted to talk about this. Would y'all ever discuss the fact that technically now there is no such thing as that differentiation, since the Department of Education did away with those categories and now there are no geographical restrictions on accreditation? Technically, everyone is a national accreditor since they can accredit anywhere in the country. Yeah. What are your strong feelings on this?
I'm chomping at the bit. Yeah, I do have strong feelings about this because, yes, you're right. And this is such an exciting potential move forward that now we've kind of melded these accreditations. This reminds me so much of my background in medical education when MD and DO merged. And if you don't know what that means, it's fine. But it's the same idea where somebody somewhere in a corner office got together with his friends and decided that we were going to make a sweeping change to an entire industry overnight. And then we all woke up the next day and nobody treated it like it was real. So it's just one of those things where, yes, we're moving that direction, but it's going to take a lot of time, guys, for schools to really pick up on this change and to change the verbiage that they use. I will give credit to Liberty University because they're the only school that I've seen so far that if you go look at their graduate degree admissions requirements, it says regionally or nationally accredited degree. And they're the only ones I've seen add that verbiage to basically validate that this change has happened. But it's just going to take a long time before people start really changing that. And so our advice is to continue to go for regionally accredited degrees while, that transition is happening, just so that you're safe.
And maybe we can change our language to good versus bad accreditation.
Yeah.
And surprise, surprise, bad accreditation is going to be equal to all the schools that used to be nationally accredited, and good is going to be equal to all the schools that used to be regionally accredited.
Yeah.
Swayden25, could you make a video on getting a BA at UMPI and then getting Masters of Science at WGU? I'm currently planning to do this with accounting, and I'm not sure if it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
so
go for it. You got this.
The best way to figure out what you qualify for is to go look at the grad programs that you're maybe interested in. Since you already have a school that you are identifying, then you could just go look at all their grad programs and see if any of them have specific prerequisites. And if they do, you just work those into your undergrad degree, and then you'll be good for the master's. But I can tell you right now that WGU will take you.
And we didn't even make you come and do a consultation.
That's right. We're
about it.
so kind.
Ricky Spanish, can I use my 90 credits to go to UMPI for business management and then use the same 90 to go to Thomas Edison for finance? This one is hilarious because you take 90 credits to UMPI, you earn 30 credits with them, and then you transfer it to Thomas Edison. You're technically transferring 120 credits to Thomas Edison, and as long as the right courses overlap and you get the right ones and use your free elective SMART, you could theoretically then graduate from Thomas Edison with a finance degree for like just 6 credits. Now, there might be, you really have to pick the right free electives at UMPI to make that work seamlessly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could totally do that.
You could.
But why would you want to?
Why?
Yeah, get a master's degree. Come on, let's do it. Prit4941. I was thinking to do associate degree at my local state uni and then thinking to move on for online bachelor's in UMPI, but I'm kind of confused whether it is worth it to go with UMPI. There might be a lot of overflow in applications. And you kind of deal with this more on a day-to-day. So
yeah, 2 parts to this question. The first part is you usually don't want to get an associate's degree unless you're getting the bachelor's at that same school, just because the carryover is not always the best.
Yeah.
If you were already planning on just doing whatever associates you could and then putting it in a liberal studies degree at UMPI, then less danger there, because of course now you've got a huge free elective section that is your major to fill with those credits, but it's still not as efficient. So I'd say just go for the bachelor's unless the associates at your local school is meaningful, then do that. But and then the second part of that is they're getting so much better. Oh my gosh. The last few clients that I've had apply in the last couple of weeks have literally been accepted within like a week and have gotten credit evals back in 2 or 3 weeks as opposed to 6 to 8. So definitely worth it, even more worth it now because they hired a whole bunch of new nice people and they're getting stuff together.
I think you did mention that their credit evals are sometimes coming back pretty rough.
Yeah, I think that's been the sacrifice in all of this is that it's easier to onboard people for the person interactions and the advising part of things than it is for the policy and the nitpicky, small detail type things. So teaching people to read credit evals is probably going to take a little longer.
Yeah, a lot of these new admissions counselors and credit evaluators are not always doing a great job.
It takes time to ramp up.
Yeah, because there's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
But you do a consultation with us. We review whatever eval they give you. And, I mean, your average UMPI client, how many credits do you save them just by fixing a bad eval?
Oh, 6 to 9.
6 to 9?
At least.
That's awesome.
And if it's a foreign transcript, usually more.
Yeah, wow. So, yeah, that's the kind of service we offer, guys. We'd love to help you with that, too. All right, we got a couple more minutes here. Barry Crawford 5579. Have you heard any rumors about UMPI adding an online computer science degree, or how about more master's programs? So they are adding, probably. I don't know if it's out in the open, maybe not.
You're the connected one, so I'm looking at you like, should you talk about it?
I wouldn't be surprised if they had a healthcare administration bachelor's degree this fall.
Could happen.
I know that there is a lot of pressure on them to launch computer science, but I don't think it's happening this school year. Hopefully they are ready to launch it next year if they are looking in that direction, but they'd be fools not to.
Yeah,
right?
by far the biggest gap there.
Yeah. I had heard about a couple of other master's programs, but none of the ones that they mentioned that I heard had really materialized or actually honestly sounded all that interesting. just to be frank. Am just around. Please answer this. Can you do a how to hack a PhD degree? Can you do a how to hack a law school? Can you do how to hack high school? And can my sister, which she is in high school, can do undergraduate degree while she is in high school? Please answer so other people learn. Please, this is very important for my life.
Since it's for your life, we will answer.
This was 2 weeks ago. I hope Am just around is
just
still
at the
around.
computer, just waiting, just hoping. Yeah, so you can be on Sophia at 13. So your sister can definitely start Sophia classes in high school if that's, if the Sophia direction is the direction she's going.
Or CLEP tests. I think CLEP tests are honestly better for high schoolers.
For sure.
Because it leaves you open to going to more different schools, especially because at 13, you don't know what school you want to go to. Yeah. You don't want to know what, 99% of 13-year-olds don't know what they want to do for a career.
Or 40-year-olds.
Yeah, sure, there you go. Way better to use CLEP tests. It's just you take the high school course, you go and take the CLEP test that's relevant after doing a little bit of extra study, and boom, you got those credits, and they're highly flexible to go lots of different places. So...
Yes,
that
I definitely agree.
You can prep.
AP credit's another good one because that one you have to have a class attached to it. But yeah, so you can definitely start hacking in high school in various ways. You can hack a PhD. We talk about that often, that we had a fun time doing that with about a quarter of ours each. And then law school you cannot hack. So anything with a licensure attached to it, law, medicine of any kind, nursing, that kind of stuff, therapy, all those things are highly regulated, so those can't be hacked.
Yeah, and with nursing, specifically the nursing courses, but if there's general education attached, you can still hack those.
Yep.
Yeah, and hacking high school is just called getting to work, because the reason people are able to hack college is because, they have life experience, they're putting in the work, or they did really well in high school. Most of the time, it's just they're willing to put in the work. And if you want to graduate high school, you just got to put in the work. That's basically it. All right, we've got 4 minutes left. Luis Garcia, SM2XD. What's your view on Columbia Southern University? I'm about to have a kinesiology, library arts emphasis, health science associates in August. Wow. That is, I didn't know they made degrees like that.
How do you have an emphasis in it? Okay.
Kinesiology, library arts emphasis, health science associates?
It's a lot in associates.
Maybe they added library arts on as a couple extra classes, but it's a kinesiology health science degree.
Luis Garcia, if you have answers, we want to know how you constructed this.
What happened
awesome.
here? You got a very cool Frankenstein degree.
Yeah.
In August from California Community College. I want to get a bachelor's of VHS at CSU, but I want to hack. Yeah. Out of all the for-profits out there, Columbia Southern University, we still need to do a little bit more research into it before we recommend it on the channel, but we are going to do a video review on it in the next few months. And from everything that I have seen and heard, I like them. They're so far the only for-profit. I mean, maybe we would consider helping somebody with University of the People because it is a pretty altruistic sort of institution. Okay. University of the People.
Maybe we would.
Yeah, we would consider it. I guess we need to talk about that. I like University of the People because they're not really out there to make money from you.
Yeah, if it met the person's goals, it just rarely ever does for the long term.
It might be because they're not. Oh, that's because they're not regionally accredited. Yeah. But they're a nonprofit.
Yes.
Oh, I got them mixed up. My bad. Yeah. They're not regionally accredited, so University of the People is a little bit dodgy.
Yeah.
It would be the only nationally accredited school that I would really want to work with.
Yeah.
And then Columbia Southern University is the only for-profit school that I would want to work with.
Agree.
Okay, cool. Yeah. But yeah, we're bullish on Columbia Southern. So I would definitely consider that. If you wait a couple of months, we'll see if we can
might just hear more.
Give you some more info. Nick is I know this guy personally. We actually have an interview coming out with him on the channel in the next couple of months. Super cool guy. Hacked UMPI. Went on to get a doctorate degree very shortly afterwards.
Just can't say his name.
But I'm not. Yeah, I know what his name is in real life, and I don't really want to say it without his permission. But I don't know how to read this. We're just going to go Ashkir. Strayer and Capella were so close to being the big ones for competency-based education. They own Sophia.
Yeah.
That's true. The same company owns all three of them. They need to lean into that more. And honestly, I think from what I've seen on their websites, they do kind of lean into that as it is.
They do. They have the guides and everything, but the philosophy, they make it so difficult. We've gotten a lot of comments over time, and actually that's why I included this one, because I thought it made a really good point that schools sometimes look really hackable and they look like they endorse hacking, but then when you get to the nuts and bolts of it and you're actually trying to transfer your credit, or you're trying to figure out what will actually transfer, they make it as hard as they possibly can. And that's just a frustrating experience and so what he's saying is basically, had they gone about it differently, they could have totally been the forerunners for this. And I agree with that. I think they missed an opportunity.
Yeah. No, totally agree too. All right, guys, that is the end of the Q&A. We need to talk about how to enter the raffle. It's a 1 week timeline for us to pick who's going to get it. Any preferences for this one?
Oh my gosh.
Usually we want to do need-based, right? Like if you've got a bunch of money sitting around and you could afford a consultation, you don't really need the help.
Yeah.
So this is more focused on people who are, maybe struggling financially, maybe wouldn't be able to afford the consultation otherwise.
Does it mean to make people like write a poem or haiku
Write a poem.
about
Okay.
why they want a session?
That's not a bad idea.
I feel like we might get some
Okay.
really fun things to read.
And it might drive engagement in the
Yeah.
algorithm if people have, if we're reading the comments.
Look at
and
my
you can see what
unintended positive
haikus
side effects.
People, right? So yeah, let's get a haiku, 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. And let's do this on the honor system. Let us know why you need a consultation, either in the haiku or after the haiku. It has to be original haiku. You can't just copy it.
Yeah, no chat GPT either.
Yeah, no chat GPT. That is also on our system.
We're using an AI generator reader.
But yeah, let us know why you need this. It's going to be on the honor system, but we really want to make sure that we are helping people who really, really need it. So we'll be judging based on best haiku, and you can enter if you need it, basically. Let us know why you need it, too.
Let us know.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Leave some more comments down below. We'll get to them eventually. We're going to go and actually film a couple more Q&As so that we can post them and answer more questions for you guys, because that is what we do.
Yes.
And thanks for watching, and happy hacking.